we're going to go over 3 hip movements that I often see to help improve like a pinching. What I mean by that is an impingement. Some people experience a turnout with their feet when they squat or when they run. They start to get maybe inside or outside thigh pain. That tends to be a little aggravating, only because their glute isn't potentially stabilizing. So let's say that our glute right here helps to keep our hip nice and rotated out and stable as we move. If that's a little weak, we tend to start to internally rotate, and that can create, as we're coming in, you can imagine it creates a little bit of a grinding. So one test you could do to see if this is necessary or to see your results or improvement is a shin box. So my front foot is going to be on my top of my thigh, where my back leg is going back, and I'm trying to form, as you can see, a box. So that's why it's called the shin box. What you're going to notice with this, do both of your glutes hit the ground when you perform it? And is your body more or less straight and in line with the box in front of you? So as you see on my left side, it looks pretty good. Usually the most tested leg is the back leg. So if you notice, I'll go to my right leg and I'll show you a little fault that I have. My glute is going to be a little bit more raised up, and you see how there's a little bit more of a tilt on my body. Now, I used to be somewhere like this, so it was hard for me to get up. So I've been working on this, so I know these 3 movements on top of many others can help. So we're just going to go over 3 simple ones. You can perform these every single day. They shouldn't make you feel tired. They should in fact make you feel like you can move better and you feel more energized. So the first one, this is going to be made for a particular patient, so I'm going to just show everything done with the left side, but by all means you could do them on both. But her particular problem is just on the left. So left side down to affect the left leg. This is called a hinge plank. Hand is going to be nice and planted. I want to feel almost equal distribution of weight through my entire arm. So from forearm, hand, and elbow, I want to feel equally distributed. If I do that, my shoulder blade engages more. I'm going to brace up through here as if I was already performing a side plank. So I'm laced up. I'm also still able to breathe and talk. So if you're having trouble with that, try to work on that a little more. So as you notice, my hips are shifted backwards. So the motion is going to be pushing forwards and also pushing upwards with that bottom hip. I'm focusing on my glute, creating that activation, and once I hit the top end, I'm going to try to maintain that, that contraction of the glute while I'm in my upwards position. Also trying to still focus on my weight in my arms being distributed. So as you notice, as I come up, my body almost looks very, very tight and rigid as I perform it. And the only thing that really moved was that outward, or that bottom hip. So I'm holding, and then I can go back slightly down, and back into that starting position. So there's the movement. Now, you can vary this up quite a bit. I would try to perform 10 reps, maybe a couple sets, but what you're going to do is vary up the pace that you perform these. So you can go up really slow, or you can go up fast. You can go down, you can hold it for a long length of time. You can also go down super slow as well. That's my personal favorite. Trying to, once again, maintain that line from the waist upwards through the head and equal distribution of weight into the arm. Alright, there we go. Next one. Left leg again. We're going to perform a bridge. We're just going to modify it a little bit. So my unaffected leg comes upwards. I want my knee to be above the opposite knee. I'm going to try to apply pressure in my hand. So these are kind of performing a little bit of a tug of war, and it's about a 5 to 10% effort, just so I notice that I'm pushing my hand into my leg and my leg into my hand. So they're staying right in place. I'm going to bring my heel up, and what I'm going to do from here, while I'm maintaining that pressure, I'm going to try to push and perform a bridge. Now, while I perform this, I want to try to keep rigid through my midline, so I'm bracing through my core. And once again, you can vary up the pace of your up and down repetition. If you'd like, you could try to see if you can affect your outside or inside hamstring by kind of dialing your foot and turning it, which moves your hip, which can affect your hamstrings in a variety of different ways. And you want to try to get that full extension and hold for a period of time, 2 to 3 seconds, and then descend down. The ascent and the descent, you want to try to vary. And you can also vary the amount of time that you hold with the repetition. Last one we're going to perform is what's called a teeter. You can do this on the rig. And I'm going to use a chair for the example. You're using the rig for balance. And really you don't need to see my upper body, just my lower body. What you want to do is try to keep your chest high. Yeah, I can bring it up. Try to keep your chest high, your foot planted on the ground. Hand that's grabbing onto the rig is the same that is going to be affected with the foot. Yeah, you know what? I'll send a different video for this.